Om Saram friends, this is Venkat Vasasarkam. As a financial consultant, one of those things that I come across is people speak to me about their parents' health, their health. Even if there is a kind of a diabetes or BP for their parents, for their amma or appa, for their parents, then I used to ask them, especially if they are NRIs or they are IT in organization working in another company, and even if they are side devotees for that matter, I used to ask them, are you tracking your parents' health? Are you taking your mother or father regularly to a doctor? Do you know what they are speaking to the doctor if you are staying away from your mother? And most of the time they will say, some NRIs will be in the US or some other country. They will say, I've met my mother even before 5 years. I met my mother before 10 years. So I should say I'm fortunate enough that uh, my father passed away on my lap. And I know I live for my mother and my father. Because early days in my life, I know my sister is in the US, and I know I have to be in Coimbatore. I was in Mumbai for a few years, in Chennai. Then I thought, okay, I have to be with my parents. And sometimes, yeah, one of the reason I am not married is especially because I feel it is very important to take care of your parents, and I don't know if I could find a girl in that kind of wavelength who knows what kind of love I have on my parents. Having said that, Sai has always helped me to take care of my mother and my father. And okay, this is something I want to share with you. I posted another video yesterday that there was a shop where I regularly go and shop. And couple of weeks back, this guy caught me as if I am stealing something from the shop, and I was yelling at them. I asked them to check the CCTV camera, and then they realized the mistake is in them. The billing counter, they had some issues. It was not reading the product properly in the scan, and so I was very much insulted and upset about it, about which I made the previous video. So this shop is couple of kilometers from Saibaba temple. Every night, sometimes I go there to buy stuff for my mother or whatever my mother wanted to buy. And again, my mother told me after the incident happened, I wrote to the co-founder of the departmental store because I know him very well. So he apologized to me. Though it was convincing, my mother told me, no, you should never go to that shop. That shop is, in Coimbatore. It's a kind of, they have a chain of store, and I always like going there because it's not that crowded. But yesterday I went there because my mother has this, in Tamil, they call it Panam Karkand. In English, it's, what is that? Palm sugar candy. So I went there to buy it. After the Sage Aarti was over, I was deeply remembering my father. I was coming around the Duni for a few minutes. So that is when I realized I have to make a video for Sai. It might help you, or it might not help you, or it might at least make you think that how important it is for you to keep an eye on your mother's or father's health. Okay. So yeah, okay. This is some AI generated image. I don't know if you like it. Okay. This is not a medical advice, so never do anything without consulting a doctor. Okay, these are some crazy AI generated image. This is not palm sugar candy. This is palm tree, and this is really palm sugar candy. And that is why yesterday night I went to this shop because I like the brand available in that particular shop. So I went there and I bought it, and I didn't tell anything. But I was satisfied. At least the co-founder apologized to me, so I was confidently going to that shop. Though they caught me as a thief 2 weeks back. But why I'm saying this? Because this has really helped me. Anything that you see, you say that when someone is not well, they feel fainting, you give Baba Sudhi. But what I will do is I always used to give Baba Sudhi to my mother whenever she is not well. But sometimes she used to she is diabetic, and sometimes suddenly she will call my name and she will be like her breathing is holding on. She cannot breathe. Something happens. She won't be able to explain what is happening. So I used to give this couple of this palm sugar candy and some water mixed with udi, and it has really saved her. I should say it has really saved her. Again, it is not a medical advice. Again, this is also, I don't know what is my mother is dropping BP or sugar. I don't know what really happens, but sometimes, occasionally this happens. Again, my mother feels she has severe pain. That is fine, but she feels she like fainting. So immediately I will go to the kitchens. I will chop the ginger into few pieces. I will immediately heat it. There are other some herbal stuff. Basically, I'm like a doctor. And I have some herbal stuff in my kitchen, and then I give it to my mother. with some pinch of udi, and that has also saved her. Yes, turmeric is also very, for example, my mother strangely, okay, leave the other stuff. Suddenly she will get into some issues. In this place, uncle, she had severe pain 1 or 1.5 years back, and of course she has pain, and the doctor said some bone is growing there, whatever. It was crazy, and I told her, and my mother cannot have muscle relaxant, my mother cannot have painkillers, she's already having many medicines for your diabetes, everything. So I did this idea. I applied turmeric powder on her palm, and I heat. You know what I do? I heat this. I do regularly. What do I do? I heat the salt, the crystal salt. I heat it, put it in a cloth, and I keep it on her back and on her head, on her hand, and it has always helped her. Why I'm sharing this? You should not try without consulting a doctor, because, of course, these are not having side effects. But do you really have time to do it? Even my sister tells me, I don't know how you are taking care of Amma and Appa like this, because she's a scientist and she says, I will be more interested in doing my work. But I will tell you something. I always believe that my life, the very essence of my life is for my Amma and Appa, and I will do anything for that. For example, yesterday night I drove to this shop where I got insulted as a thief 2 years back, but I know there only I can get the palm sugar candy the way I love it. It's a kind of, I think it's unadulterated in that shop. Mm, okay, I wanted to say, if you get an opportunity to say take care of your parents, I believe more than your career, more than what you do to earn your living, if you get an opportunity to take care of your mother and father, that is the greatest blessing on earth, and I am blessed in that way. Same way, I know after a few years, I have a feeling that I have to move to the US, because my purpose is done here. So again, this is again a beautiful age generated images of crystal salt. I will heat it, put it in a cloth, and when the muscle relaxant doesn't work for my mother, when it is giving side effect, this is the other remedy I can do for my mother. I will heat it, put other helper stuff. If you can email, I can let that know what I do, and then I heat it, and uh, I think it heals my mother. Okay, this is okay, beautiful photo of my mother and my father in my sister's lab when we were in the US. Again, my niece, Baba shows my niece often these days, because whenever I think, Baba, I want to leave, I don't want to live anymore. This is outside my sister's home. Niece is going to university in the couple of years. So, okay, this is in a very beautiful airport. The day after we reached there, yeah, my niece was excited. The way my father holds my mother and my sister, I really love it. Okay, this is again outside my sister's lab. This is in a Sivan Malay. That was the last trip I took my mother and my father. That was in 2021 March. In May 2021, my father passed away. That innocence my father has, I still believe it. The day before my father passed away, my mother had severe pain, and he was uh, helping my mother, taking care of my mother. He even made idli for my mother. And that is why that week my father said a lot of things. Did you check what the medicines that you are supposed to get for your mothers? Your mother is not supposed to tell you what medicines she is supposed to. It's getting emptied. You have to check that. It was as if my father is giving you all the instructions. Even the birds, for the birds, my father used to keep water for the birds. For some reason, my father taught me how we used to clean that vessel, how I am supposed to clean it, and how he will fill the water in the vessel, and I am doing it even now. This was the last moment my father actually saw my sister, because it is 2018 in the airport. After that, my sister was in the US, and my father passed away here. Of course, when my father passed away, I at least made a video call. I love the kind of eyes, the way my father is looking at my sister and my mother here, touching her, the last touch of my father on my sister. Yeah. This is me, my niece and me with happy. We just dressed, and we did a photo shoot. Anyway, I am losing all the photographs, so I thought, okay, again, AI generated image of geometry, whatever crystals are such a kind of bad AI images. Okay, anyway, So that is it, guys. If you get an opportunity to take care of your mother or live for your mother or father, that's the best thing you can do. You can read Sai Sacharita, read, chant Baba's holy name, go around the temples, come around Duni, get married, have children, make $1 million. Nothing comes close to being near your mother and father when they desperately needs you. I think my life is for that, and maybe that is why I think I always think, Baba, I don't think I want to live more than 5 to 10 years. I think I'm done. Maybe as I get old, I want to take care of my sister, and maybe I wish to move to US. That is why I don't like doing financial consulting for long. I think I have to get a job in some IT industry very soon. That is how I can move to US. That is also in one part of my heart these days. I have to go to US and at least live near my sister. That is something futuristic in my heart, but as of now, yeah, you can do anything. You can sacrifice your career. You can do anything on this whole world to take care of your mother and father. Reading Sai Satcharita, worshipping Baba, and telling that Baba will take care will not work. Sometimes, for example, my sister is abroad and I lived in India. It's okay if I have lost my career or whatever it is. I am very happy that I've lived my life fully. Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram. If you want to share your experiences, you can always message me or email me.